Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of high school football here on Eagle Pass Sports Central. Along with Morris Lipson Jr., my name is Ruben Valadez, and we are coming to you live this evening from Cozumel Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium here at the SAC, where the South San Bobcats have come in to face the CC Winn Mavericks in the final game of the district season, end of the season for the Mavericks. Thank you for joining us on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and on KINL 92.7. Here comes the kickoff on its way. It will be fielded by Bobby Cruz at the 10-yard line. Bobby Cabrera, that is, and Cabrera will take that all the way out to the 30. That's where the Mavericks will start. On behalf of our partners at Universal Media Connections, we want to thank their sponsors, Sangar Furniture, La Villita Tortilla Factory, Border Federal Credit Union, Stat Emergency, Texas Diamond Garage, Chad Harper, Attorney at Law, Saritas Tortilla Factory, Joe Ruiz and Associates, Lorena Melo State Farm, Choches Barbecue, United Medical Centers, Los Venados, Tabany Insurance, Retro Ranch, Western Wear, and on behalf of our sponsors at Eagle Pass Sports Central, Ancita Ford of Eagle Pass, Brown Chevrolet Buick GMC of Eagle Pass, and Choches Barbecue, we want to thank them as well. We want to welcome those of you joining us on the Eagle Pass ISD Facebook page. The first play of the game is an end around by Jonathan Salayandia. He gets blown up in the backfield for a loss of 5 yards. And back to the 25 he goes. And Morris, as we bring you into the top of the broadcast here, playing for pride are the Mavericks here, trying to finish off the season. And especially for the seniors, trying to finish off a good season.
A good season, especially, and against a really good South San team. And they've got their hands full here tonight, but we will expect the best effort here tonight here at the stadium.
South San, third place in this district. Handoff here for Axel Picasso, and Picasso will get that ball to the 28-yard line. South San comes in with a 5-2 district record, third place. Southwest finished undefeated in district, followed by John Jay, and then these South San Bobcats.
Very emotional ceremony here pre-game with the coach Edward Graff, this being his last football game in his career as athletic director.
Coach Graff was recognized last night before the Eagles game, and now here's a quarterback keeper over to the far side. Goes Juan Cruz Jr., nearly reached the line to get for a first down, but he's taken down across the 35 at the 37, and it's going to be a 4th and about 4 from there, and the Mavericks will bring on their punting unit.
Cruz running to the opposite side of the field. Looked like he was going to cut the corner and get enough yardage, but he's about 3 yards short, and they're going to have to punt this football game.
Daniel Rodriguez comes out to get this punt off. One man deep for the Bobcats at about his own 30-yard line. Conditions much different than they were yesterday here. Yesterday there was a blustery, stiff wind. That is Noah Mendes with the return, and he'll be brought down as he reaches the 35. That is where the Bobcats will start.
Here comes the first big challenge for the Maverick defense. South San, really a quality offense. They put some points on the board, so they're going to have to really try to contain. I think they've got basically two main weapons, as you were telling me.
Quarterback Prado, or Pardo rather, is a good runner. We expect also number 22, Alex Trevino, out of the backfield. Here's Pardo starting in the pistol formation. He'll take the snap. The handoff is to Trevino, spins around, and the Maverick defense does a good job of holding him up at the line of scrimmage at the 29. It'll be a 2nd and 10 for them from there.
The Maverick defensive coordinators told us that they have been really looking at the key players and who they have to key on here on the South San offense.
Bobcats come in with a playoff berth already secured in district. And sometimes that allows the team on the opposite side to take advantage. Weird snap there for Pardo, and there are flags on the play. I think there was some movement possibly before the snap.
Lucky for us, because he hit the receiver on the slant, and he was we overplayed it very, very tight.
He was on his way. The man in motion over on the far side. It's going to be a false start. It'll move the Bobcats back 5 yards. The ball will end up at the original line of scrimmage at the 30.
It's homecoming tonight, I believe.
Homecoming for the Mavericks. 2nd and 14 coming up here for South Sand. They had the parade yesterday there downtown. And we've got the homecoming couples being represented here below us on the stands. Pardo takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right, lets the pass go. It's caught at the 40-yard line. And out of bounds goes the receiver number 12, Julius Martinez. Partner, in all the years that you and I have been doing football, this might be the smallest font we've ever gotten on a foot. This must be like 8-point font on this roster for the South Sand Bobcats. So a lot of taking on and off of the glasses here today up in the booth. Ball is at the 40-yard line, 3rd and 4 for the Bobcats.
Even up in the press box, they're trying to gain an advantage and not give anything away.
That's right. Making the type as small as possible. Here's a handoff to Trevino. He's got room up the middle, 45 midfield, spinning around, and finally brought down in Maverick territory at the 46. And you saw there, Morris, how dangerous that running attack can be.
Trevino, very diminutive. He's very low center of gravity, I want to say. And once he gets going, he's got some speed.
It's hard to bring down. He's also got some moves. We've seen a couple of spin moves from him already. To the 46-yard line with a 1st and 10. Come the South Sand Bobcats. Tight formation here. Only one receiver out. Pardo's going to take it himself. And he'll get to the 41-yard line. A gain of 5 yards on the quarterback keeper.
Pretty much what the scouting report indicated. We will see a lot of the quarterback Pardo, and we'll see a lot of Trevino tonight. And they'll keep you honest with a few passes.
They will, because they do have a receiving corps that is strong. Over 1,100 yards in the season already for Trevino. From the pistol formation, Pardo is going to put his fullback in motion. He'll put him in a blocking formation, and the handoff now is to Trevino, who's got room right up the middle, goes 25, 20, 15, and on his feet, finally dragged down from behind at the 2. And the Bobcats are knocking at the door now with a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Fine run by Trevino right up the middle.
And once he hits the hole, it's hard to bring down. Good contingency of fans over on the far side from South Sand High School.
South Sand, a good crowd has then made the trip.
Again, pistol formation, man in motion. Pardo with Trevino behind him. The handoff is to Trevino. Right into the teeth of the defense he goes, and into the end zone for the touchdown. The first touchdown of the ball game for South Sand comes with 6:25 left in the first quarter. 6-0 is the score. And the old swinging gate here, Pardo waiting for the offensive line to move. Somebody moved early down here, so that 2-point play didn't work. And now the field goal unit will come on for the point after attempt.
Only they're going to have to kick it from 5 yards farther, and
they are. This is going to end up being about a 25-yard point after attempt.
And there's a little wind, in their face. So this is going to be interesting. It's a crosswind.
It is. Octavio Castillo is the kicker. Points to me for tracking that name down in this roster. Kick is up and good. 7-0 is the score with 6:25 left in the first quarter. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Here is the kickoff. Fielded again by Bobby Cabrera inside the 5-yard line. Cuts up to the middle of the field, trying to find some space in that coverage, and is able to get across the 25 to the 26-yard line. A couple of good returns by Bobby Cabrera in this game.
Cabrera doing a good job as the Mavericks get their second offensive series of the game.
6:17 left in the first quarter, and the Mavericks will take their second offensive possession here.
Our technical engineer still has something left from Halloween candy, yeah? That looks pretty nice.
It does. Looks pretty good up here in the booth. Juan Cruz with a quarterback keeper right up the middle, and he'll get about 4 yards. Going to mark him down at the 29, shy of the 30, so a 3-yard gain on the quarterback keeper for Juan Cruz. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Mavericks. When you've got a team that's as explosive as South San is, a big part of it is keeping the ball away from them. And we'll see here if the Mavericks are able to keep the clock grinding and the ball in their possession.
Got to keep getting first downs and maintain possession of the football.
Juan Cruz Jr. in the shotgun. 2 receivers over to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Cruz rolls right, looks downfield, looking for someone open, still rolling, and has to get rid of that pass. Shy of the intended receiver there, Jaime Rojas. And now it's going to be a 3rd and 7 for the Mavericks.
Juan Cruz rolling to his right, had a sort of like in slow-mo, giving himself some time to find the receiver. When he got near the sideline, he had to just throw it away, basically.
There's a 2-route pattern over there, and either of those receivers were able to get open for Juan Cruz. And so, of course, the clock stops on the incompletion, and it does so with 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Juan Cruz in the shotgun now again, has 2 receivers over to the far side, 1 split out wide to the left of the formation. The handoff this time is to Axel Picasso. He'll go right into the line and get pushed back. No gain for him to the 29 there. And it'll be another 3 and out for the Maverick offense, and on comes the punting unit.
For those of you that maybe just listening on KINL, South San in their white road jersey. South San, of course, their colors are white and blue and white. If you in the old baseball days, South San was a big foe of the Eagle Pass Eagles.
It's blue and white colors, and of course the black and gray for the Mavericks. Rodriguez does a good job of getting that snap, puts it up, and then it starts to take a good South San roll, but the Mavericks are able to down it before it reaches the 45. Good field position anyway for the Bobcats at the 44-yard line.
And here come the Bobcats with their second possession. If you just joined us, it's 7-0 as South San scored on their initial drive.
A 65-yard drive for South San that culminated in a 2-yard touchdown dive by their star running back, Alex Trevino. From the pistol formation, Pardo with Trevino behind him, motion on the line. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty before they even get this drive started. The ball's going to end up back at the 39.
That's one thing that's unusual this deep in the season and just right before playoffs. You would think we wouldn't have a lot of, pre-snap penalties.
They do tend to happen away more than at your home stadium. Got a good Maverick crowd here again for homecoming tonight. Again, Pardo this time is going to put a receiver in motion. The handoff is to the man in motion, and he'll turn the corner over on the far side of the field and streak downfield the far sideline. Only Bobby Cabrera to beat, and Bobby Cabrera is able to push him out of bounds before he reaches the 15. That's Julius, number 14, Isaiah Hines with the carry, and Hines with a big gain. Oh, is it coming back? There's a flag over there right where Hines turned the corner at the 42. And the South San coaches giving the officials over on the far side an earful because it's going to wipe out a long gain.
Hines went to the far sideline, and everybody kept expecting him to go out of bounds, and he just kept tiptoeing that line and just went the long way.
Streak down the field. Lots of speed, but it is all negated, and the ball now will be back at the 31-yard line after that penalty, where it will again be first down, this time first down and 23 from the 31. Ball is on the far hash mark. Pardo again will be in the pistol formation with Trevino behind him, two receivers over to the top side, one split out wide right. Here comes a man in motion again. Fakes the handoff, then the throw back, intended for Trevino, but the Maverick defense, well, that's the first time that's happened to me all season long. The Maverick defense was there to kind of muck things up on that little screen pass.
That's because you did that Eagles game last night. It's too soon.
That's right, back-to-backs will do that.
Back-to-back, and that was a dangerous pass when you sit and you look at it. He threw into a crowd. There's a lot of black jerseys there.
Good job in Maverick defense of containing and staying home. 2nd and 23 now. Trevino behind Pardo. The handoff will be to Trevino. The defense gets on him, and he bounces away from about 3 defenders before the cavalry came in and helped out with that tackle at the line of scrimmage, or actually a loss of 2 yards to the 29.
Excellent penetration by the Maverick defense. They just came over and just swallowed him before he could even get to the line of scrimmage.
Trevino unable to get any yardage there, and now the Maverick defense is forced a 3rd and 25 from the 29-yard line.
Either a pass or some trickery.
Yep. No pistol formation down there. Pardo's in the shotgun with Trevino on his right hip. Trevino drops back, now steps up in the pocket, looking to run. Lets the pass go, and it is incomplete. Overthrown for his intended receiver. There was a Maverick in the area. The Maverick defense is held now, and the Maverick offense now should have good field position after this oncoming punt.
Number 30, Sebastián Ibarra of the Mavericks, was right there in Pardo's face. And as Pardo started rolling out to the opposite side to his left.
That's important because Pardo thought about running for a minute, but the Maverick defender in his face didn't allow that, and he had to release the ball. Here's Jonathan Salayandia back to receive at about the 35 for the Mavericks. The punt is up and on its way. Salayandia will call a fair catch, and then it takes a good South San roll inside the 30 to the 28-yard line where the Mavericks will start.
So the Maverick defense has held, and they have got the football back. Got about 3:36 left in the first quarter in a 7-0 game that South San leads.
And again, the Mavericks, if they can sustain a drive, can contain the clock and grind down the clock, more importantly, keep the ball away from that South San offense. Juan Cruz in the shotgun. There's a snap, hands off to Brian Leos. And Leos is dropped in the backfield for a loss of 2 yards to the 24.
Number 26, Ivan Rivera, made the tackle, came in and made the tackle. I was able to tell you that after I used the magnifying glass.
Loss of 2 yards to the 26. It's 2nd and 12 as the clock ticks down to about 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. 7:30 kickoff time. We'll have homecoming festivities for you at halftime. Ball is on the near hash mark, and the Mavericks have 3 receivers all bunched up here on the short side of the field. Quick pass to Brian Leos, spins around the first defender, and is brought down at the 29. It's going to be a 3rd and 9 coming up now for the Mavericks.
But 28, that was Sonny Velasquez came up and made the tackle.
So the Mavericks will face a 3rd and 9 now with 2:22 left here in the first. Mavericks trail 7-0. The Maverick defense did a good job on the previous possession by the Bobcats of forcing a punt. But now the Mavericks look to convert on a 3rd and long. Juan Cruz in the shotgun, 3 receivers over to the far side. 1 split out wide left here. He'll put Brian Leos in motion into the slot. looks in that direction, lets the pass go. He's got Salayandia streaking down the near sideline, and it is intercepted at the 35-yard line, and then stepping out of bounds is the defensive back number 17, Pancho Garcia. And Garcia with the first turnover of the ball game, an interception, single coverage here, and Garcia did a good job of just taking space away from Jonathan Salayandia.
Garcia had real good position, and the way the pass was thrown was able to stay in front of our receiver and make the interception.
South San will take over at the 34 with 1:48 left in the first quarter. 7-0 is the Bobcat lead, and again, the Maverick defense being called upon here. Look at the size of some of these offensive linemen as they're coming here to get set for South San.
They were coming us, we see them from the front, so we know that
a healthy bunch, you might say. Pass overthrown for the intended receiver there, number 12, Julius Martinez. And the clock stops on the incompletion. It'll be 2nd and 10.
So far, the Maverick defense needs to especially contain Trevino up the middle, but you got Pardo that can hurt you around the cutting the corners.
South San in a running formation again in the pistol with Trevino behind Pardo. The handoff goes to Trevino. There he goes right, knifing through the defense at midfield at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15. We'll see if they can catch him. They cannot. He gets one push that pushes him into the end zone. A long touchdown run for Alex Trevino, the second one of the game.
They caught the Maverick defense pretty much up very close to the line of scrimmage, and he just knifed through there, took off to the right, and then just turned on the Rockets.
A 66-yard field goal, a 66-yard touchdown run by Alex Trevino. Comes with 1:24. The score is 13-0 for now. There is a timeout called down on the field before the point after attempt.
I'm thinking that they went for two.
They've got the swinging gate play on.
Yeah, and it did not work. And of course, the swinging gate is trying to make the defense make a decision whether you, go for two over there from the one part of the swinging gate, or come over here to the one guy that's way over here on the right.
So the 2-point conversion did not work for South San, and the score remains 13-0. We want to say hello to the Juarez family, Gabby and Jesse listening in from the road. Our biggest fans here on Eagle Pass Sports Central. I want to thank them for joining us and wish them a safe trip wherever they're headed. Octavio Castillo with the kickoff now after that touchdown. It's a short one. It's going to hit at the 20, and Bobby Cabrera is going to field a shortstop style at about the 18. Still on his feet, gets around the coverage, but is able to, or is pushed out of bounds across the 30 to the 31.
Cabrera with a good job. That ball hit and really took a nice bounce, but he came in like an outfielder, looking to throw out somebody at home.
Cabrera's done a good job of kick returning so far in this game and has given the Maverick good field position. This time they'll start at the 31 with the ball on the near hash mark. Juan Cruz Jr. will come in with the play call. He's going to have Brian Leos in the backfield with him. Two receivers here to the near side, and Jaime Rojas split out wide right. Receiver in motion across now to the top side of the formation. Free play here as South San came across the line. Cruz looking for a big one, pumps once, now lets the pass, puts the ball down, and then goes out of bounds after they're going to not give him any gain, but there should be 5 yards on the offsides.
Coaches are going to look at this, and more than likely they're going to take the penalty.
The opportunity of a free play, but nobody came open for Juan Cruz. The ball now at the 36 after the penalty. Be a 1st and 5 from there for the Mavericks. As the clock is winding down, under a minute now, 56 seconds left here in the first quarter. 13 to nothing rather, is the Bobcat lead over the Mavericks. On a 1st and 5, Juan Cruz Jr. with a quarterback sweep. Has Brian Leos out in front of him to block. Decides to not cut upfield, but try to go wide, and he's going to lose about 3 yards doing that.
Ruben, this is the last football game this football season here. It's at home, and it's the Eagles finished their season last night with a victory over Del Rio.
Mm-hmm. Senior night also here tonight. We'll have the senior walk after the game. And the Mavericks have called a timeout here, looks like. That's actually the last play of the first quarter, so both teams went off to their sidelines to regroup. 13 to nothing is the lead for the Bobcats. We'll take a quick break while we switch sides of the field, and we'll be right back. The Mavericks have a 2nd and 8 now from the 34-yard line. 33 is the official line of scrimmage. Cruz rolling left, eyes downfield. Now he has to keep it, and he's going to be sacked back here at the 30-yard line. Loss of 3 yards on the play. And it's going to be a 3rd and 11 now.
88 with a tackle, Elegant Thompson.
How about that?
Is that a football name or not?
It sure is.
But,
and that was an elegant sack.
It was. He made a good play.
Back here at the 30. Just at the start of the second quarter. Cruz into shotgun with Brian Leos on his left hip. 3 receivers over to the top side. 1 split out wide right. Quick pass. Caught by the tight end. And down quickly is number 46, Jaden Castillo, for no gain. And on 4th and 11, the Mavericks will punt.
We're early in the second quarter here with South San with a 13 to nothing lead if you just joined us.
Again, if you were with us yesterday, the conditions down on the field much different tonight than they were yesterday when we had a blustery, stiff wind down there that was spinning around, giving everybody problems. Much calmer conditions tonight.
Football weather.
A little cooler tonight than it was last night. The punt is on its way. It's a good one by Daniel Rodriguez. It's going to be fielded at the 30 by Noah Mendes. And Mendes going to get tripped up. The turf monster got him at the 34-yard line.
Exactly what I was going to say. Give another tackle to the turf monster.
10:20 left in the first half, and the Maverick defense again looking to stop the South San attack. South San won the toss and deferred pregame, and so they will receive the ball first to start the second half. And that massive offensive line will come out again. In the pistol, Pardo in front of Trevino. The handoff again is to Trevino, and there he goes right through the teeth of the defense. He'll get 9 yards to the 43.
Very impressive how quickly he hits the line. I mean, and once he gets past the line, I mean, his speed is impressive.
He's on the other side, and he's into the defensive backfield in the blink of an eye. And I think South San has decided here to just go with what works for them. We saw them for a couple of drives there trying to dink and dunk and trying to find receivers, but I think they've decided they're going to go with their bread and butter and going to keep feeding the ball to Alex Trevino. Of course, the other thing you have to think about is not getting him hurt before the playoffs.
Exactly.
Man in motion across the formation, coming here to the near side here from the pistol. Pardo will take the snap. Here's a handoff to Trevino, who goes upfield and will get into Maverick territory to the 49.
Actually, Ruben, that's number 27.
Oh, new receiver, Carlos
Yeah,
Cadena.
Carlos Arenas.
Carlos Arenas with the carry. And we just talked about it. You might want to save your biggest asset for the playoffs, and Arenas is getting some playing time here unless Alex Trevino is somehow out of commission.
Yes, and he's over there.
I thought that was him, but walking away. But it's not. We'll try to find him for you over on the far side. Timeout called by South San here as they were trying to get their offense together. 8:47 left in the second quarter. Mavericks down 13-0. We'll be right back. First and 10 for the Bobcats with a new running back here. So Alex Trevino getting work done on the far sideline. Some movement on the South San line. Going to make it a first and 15. So the ball now will be on the 46-yard line after the penalty. First and 15 from there. Here's another handoff to Arenas, and he's brought down right at midfield. It'll be a second and 11 now coming up for the Bobcats. Here comes Alex Trevino back onto the field. Arenas will go off. You had to look through the binoculars, partner, and you said it looked like a cramp over on the far side of the field.
They were working like he was cramping up.
Pardo now from the pistol. Fakes the handoff. He's got pressure in his face. Gets the pass off, though, at the 44. And down to the 41 goes the receiver.
That's number 32, I believe.
Jerry Trevino, number 32, with the catch. And it'll be 3rd and 2 from the 41 now for South San.
7 minutes and 40 seconds left before the end of the half in a game that the Bobcats lead 13-0.
Tight formation here. Pardo will keep it himself. Cuts upfield and will be brought down at the 35, but it's good enough from Bobcat first down. See the vision there from the quarterback. Has blockers in front of him. He saw a gap and immediately got north and south. As we reach about 7 minutes left here in the first half. Again, Pardo in the pistol, hands off to Trevino, and Trevino will weave his way through the Maverick defense before being brought down at the 31, a gain of 4 yards will bring up 2nd and 6 for the Bobcats.
The Maverick defense smothered him at the 31, but not before Trevino had a good pickup.
This drive for the South San started with 10:20 left in the second quarter. It's now 6:36. The Maverick defense has been out there for quite a while trying to withstand this Bobcat rushing attack. They're going to move the whole of the offensive line to the left. That's the direction that Trevino will run in. It's a good job there of hanging onto him by number 36, Humberto Munoz Jr., and bringing him down shy of the first down at the 27.
Really good defensive play by Munoz, who quickly came up and was able to wrap him and bring him down.
Ball now on the far hash mark as Pardo comes in with the play call. It'll be a 3rd and 2. Trevino in the backfield with Pardo. Only one wide receiver split out wide to the left of the formation. And blockers in front of Trevino on the right. That's the direction he goes. You'll bowl over a Maverick defender. They're going to give him a yard to the 26, still a yard shy of a first down.
He went over to the right side, and it sure did look like he was going to be able to reach the 25, which is where he needed for the first down, but he's about over a yard short.
So now it's a 4th and 1 for this Bobcat offense. 5:20 left in the first half. Tight formation with Trevino deep in the backfield, and the Mavericks all tight also in that box. 5 down linemen.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it's a fumble. He manages to pitch it as he's going down to Pardo, and Trevino is able to somehow get the first down. Oh, no, they're going to mark him down shy. They're going to give him forward progress at the 26, and the South San coaches are going crazy on the far side of the field. I think what they're saying is that they tried to call a timeout before. The officials let the play run, and they're calling it down at the 26, and that means that the Mavericks will take over on downs.
Yes,
a weird play there.
Well, what happened is that Pardo really didn't get the football, and he tried to bend down and get it off the turf and then got hit and sort of flipped the ball back. And Trevino picked it up and then tried to get the first down. And obviously they ruled him down short of the first down.
I think what you're saying is right, that Trevino, they marked him down where he tried to bend down and pick up the ball at the 26 after the bad snap. In any case, again, the Maverick defense comes up big.
South San coach is not happy, is he?
He called the referee all the way to the other side of the field to give him an earful, and the referee's going to trot back and say, go ahead, Mavericks, snap the ball. With 5 minutes exactly left here in the second quarter. Cruz Jr. into shotgun is going to put a man in motion here to the near side. He'll go to the slot. There's the snap, the handoff to Brian Leos. Leos trying to find some running room there. He'll get a couple of yards to the 28.
The Mavericks need to keep possession of this football here. 4:45 and counting as they trailed 13-0.
Again, South San will get the ball first in the second half. 2nd and 8 for the Mavericks here with about 4.5 minutes left in the first half. This time, Juan Cruz Jr. is going to be all alone in the backfield with 5 receivers across the formation. He's going to put Rojas in motion. Rojas gets the ball. I don't know if he was looking to pass or he's looking to find some running room, but the South San defense stayed home on that side, and Rojas is going to be brought down inside the 25 at the 24.
They strung him out, and that's going to make it 3rd down at about 12. You know, Ruben, they had a very nice ceremony for Coach Eddie Graff. Had a really nice presentation on the jumbo board, and we come to find out that, of course, Coach Graff is from Pearsall, and they were saying George Strait is from Pearsall.
That's true.
So they played some good George Strait music for him.
They played for him. The Cowboy Rides Away. Coach Graff, a fixture in the community, came in originally as a defensive coordinator for Rocky Villaseñor. Cruz Jr. fakes the pitch here, and on the keep is brought down at the line of scrimmage at the 34, and it'll be now a 4th down and long.
Brought down by number 17, Pancho Garcia, who was coming in pursuit. And now I think we've got do we have a timeout here? We have an injury timeout.
There's a Bobcat who was hurt. He's walking off the field now under his own power. The clock is, the game clock is stopped, but the play clock is still moving.
Yeah, the play clock's still moving. So
the Mavericks are going to have to hurry up.
Now let's see what it is here. Trying to get their attention.
South San is going to take a timeout. And we will take one with them. We'll be right back. With 3:07 left in the first half, Mavericks are about to punt this ball off. Noah Mendez will be back here to receive, and Daniel Rodriguez will punt this away from about the 10. The pressure is coming. Good job of Rodriguez of getting that off. Hits at the 44 and still rolling, taking a good Maverick bounce all the way to the 31-yard line. Daniel Rodriguez has done a good job today.
He did, and he's really been punting with a lot of pressure on him.
So South San will take over at their own 31 with 2:56 left. 13-0 is the Bobcat lead. And again, for the Maverick defense, it's going to be all about containing this rushing attack before the end of the first half. Ball will be on the near hash mark. Pardo in the pistol formation with Trevino behind him. The handoff is to Trevino, and he gets past the first set of defenders and still on his feet. He'll give him 2 yards to the 33.
He got hit behind the line of scrimmage. They just did not wrap him, and those legs kept churning.
We saw that. We had a clear view of it from up here. He keeps those legs grinding and going even when the defenders are already on top of him. Yeah, 2nd and 8 with about 2.5 minutes left or so here for the Bobcats in the first half. The handoff to Trevino again. This time the Mavericks are all over him at the 31-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be a 3rd and 10. And from there, we'll see if the Bobcats choose to use one of their timeouts. They do have one left. Or whether they'll just try to keep this clock moving here.
They might try to go deep.
They do have 4 receivers across the formation, 2 on either side. And Pardo is in the shotgun. Pardo drops back. Pass downfield is incomplete. He had a man in the area there at about the 45 in Maverick territory. Nothing doing there.
That was number 14, Isaiah Hines, in double coverage, and a pass was overthrown. So the Mavericks will get the football back.
On 4th down, South San will punt. After that incompletion, the clock stops with 1:32 left. The Mavericks do have all 3 of their timeouts. So if they can get good field position here, they might be able to get something done and get something down the field. Jonathan Salayandia is standing back to receive at his 33-yard line. The punt is on its way. Salayandia is going to fair catch that at the 32. And that's where the Mavericks will start.
So the Mavericks will have the football probably what is the last possession of this half. If you just joined us, it's South San 13, the Mavericks 0.
Ball will be on the near hash mark. Juan Cruz Jr. in the shotgun. Two receivers here to the near side. Jonathan Salayandia split out wide left to the top of your screen. Here's a handoff. And the pile still moving. They'll give the running back forward progress to the 35. I don't know if that's Axel Picasso or Brian. That is Axel Picasso with the carry. A gain of 3 yards.
That was pretty close to what in your dictionary is a scrum.
That's right. There was a scrum going on there after initial contact, and the pile actually moved forward a couple of yards. 2nd and 7 coming up now for the Mavericks with under a minute left, 49 seconds and counting. Again, the Mavericks have all 3 of their timeouts still in the first half. Another handoff to Picasso, and he's going to try the right side over right end. He'll get a yard to the 36. It'll be 3rd and 6 from there, but the Mavericks don't have to snap the ball again. Now they'll use one of their 3 timeouts remaining. With 24 seconds, we're going to take a quick break and be right back. .24 seconds left in the first half. The Mavericks have used their first timeout to try to figure something out here on 3rd and 6 from the 36-yard line. Juan Cruz Jr. into shotgun. 2 receivers over to the top side. 1 split out wide right. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Picasso. Now lets the pass go way short. Little miscommunication here between Rojas and Cruz. Of course, Cruz was under a lot of pressure there, too.
Oh, I would say so. He had a lot of white jerseys coming at him. He was actually lucky to get that pass off and not get sacked.
And so on a 4th and 6, clock stops because of the incompletion. So there are 20 seconds left on the clock. Daniel Rodriguez is going to head back to punt, and Noah Mendez will await this at the 30. Low snap. Rodriguez has to pick it up on 1 bounce. Still gets off a good punt. Going to hit at the 30. Mendez is going to try to field it at the 23. And good coverage there right on the spot was Enrique Perez, the junior.
What a great play by the punter, who was able, pick that thing off on 1 bounce, the snap. Got an excellent punt off, and then the coverage was excellent.
So 9 seconds left. South San will take the ball from there. Time for 1 more play, you'd imagine, barring any penalties. Pardo will be in the shotgun. He'll put a man in motion for the final play of the first half. Pardo's just going to wind back and let this pass go, and it's nearly intercepted at the 45. Miguel Villegas had a beat on it, and the clock stops on the incompletion with 4 seconds left. That would have been something if the Mavericks would have gotten the ball on an interception. 2nd and 10 for South San from the 25-yard line. 4 seconds left, and we'll see if Pardo tries the same thing again, or if they'll just hand this ball off to Trevino and let him do what he does. Here comes a man in motion. The toss is to him. There is the final whistle, so to speak. And Isaiah Hines is unable to do more than get that to the 42-yard line, and that is where the first half will end. 13-0. Morris, for a team as explosive as the Bobcats can be, the Maverick defense has held up well here in the first half.
Maverick defense has done well. 13-0. Not a bad showing against a team like South San.
And so they'll go into halftime, make adjustments. Halftime homecoming festivities here at halftime. We'll let you know those results on the other side when we come back. 13-0 is the score. We'll be back for the second half.
2024 homecoming, Warden Lady R. Representing Art Club, Brian Morales and Angela Garcia. The 2024 homecoming, Counting Countess R. Representing Student Council, Sergio Vasquez and Amanis Avila. The 2024 homecoming, Duke and Duchess R. Representing band, Esteban Ontiveros and Hailey Gansa. The 2024 homecoming, Prince and Princess R. Representing soccer will be Sergio Prieto and Giselle Solis. Here's that thundering Maverick band drum roll. And now completing the 2024 Royal Court, your king and queen are. Gotta get the envelope out here. Your king and queen are representing
As the final strains of the Maverick fight song sound from the Thundering Maverick Band down on the field, we welcome you back for the second half. Morris Lipson Jr., Ruben Valadez along with you here, getting ready for the second half of action between the South San Bobcats and the Mavericks. The Bobcats will receive to start the third quarter, the second half.
So, Ruben, one of the things that I'm sure the Mavericks looked at halftime is revising their offensive scheme a little bit and sustaining some drives. And most important of all, putting some points on the board.
That is key, as the Mavericks had a bunch of short drives there in the first half. Daniel Rodriguez will be kicking off, 2 men deep to receive. This is going to be fielded inside the 10. Still on his feet is the return man. That is number 24, Antonio Ramos. And Ramos gets that out to the 35-yard line. That is where the Bobcats will start.
This first offensive series for the Bobcats is of utmost importance to the Maverick defense, because if they can get a stop here, it would be a great momentum builder.
It absolutely would, if the Maverick defense can hold here coming out first against this run in the first half. Good job there of keying in on Trevino in the backfield, the loss of 2 yards to the 33. Miguel Villegas was your homecoming king here at halftime, and so Miguel is just now put on his helmet to return to the field. Second and long now, 2nd and 12 coming up for the Bobcats.
Really good play. Also in on the play was number 30, Sebastian Ibarra.
Quick pass from Pardo here up in the air. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Aaron Gutierrez. And just like we talked about, partner, the Maverick defense has this Bobcat offense in a 3rd and 12 now.
Just have to make real sure they don't get behind you. Although you're more than likely going to see number 22 with the football.
Yep, Pardo is in the shotgun with Trevino on his right. Rolling out is Pardo, lets the pass go. It's caught by Hines at the 41, and Hines has room in front of him all the way to the far side, down the far sideline before being taken out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And there is an injured Maverick down here at about the 45. I was looking for some flags, hopefully, but nothing there. Good job by Isaiah Hines there of taking a short pass and weaving his way through the defense. And now quickly to the line come the Bobcats.
Now they've got a little bit of confusion. They're going to they haven't even started the play clock. And Pardo trying to get the right personnel in there.
They came to the line quickly, and then they had to kind of stop as a Maverick defender was coming off the field, and now they've gotten their correct offensive personnel there. Pardo in the pistol now with Trevino behind him. The handoff goes to Trevino, tries the left side of the line, now bounces left. Brought down from behind there by Humberto Muñiz Jr.
Also in on the tackle, number 6, Miguel Villegas, who after becoming royalty at halftime is having a busy start of the third quarter.
5-yard gain for Trevino there. 2nd and 5 now from the 15 for the Bobcats. Hines split out wide right. And Trevino gets the ball. And he'll get a first down inside the 10 to the 9.
So it's going to be a 1st and goal from the 9 now for the Bobcats, who are knocking on the door early in the third quarter.
Maverick defense had this Bobcat offense in a 3rd and 12 all the way back here at the 33-yard line, and quickly the Bobcats, with a big catch and run by Isaiah Hines, are knocking on the door. First and goal from the 9. Trevino it's actually Pardo with the keeper, and he's going to go into the end zone for the touchdown as the defense keyed in on Trevino. And they'll add 6 more points. 19-0 will be the lead for now. And the Bobcats will come out with the swinging gate. Pardo and the offense will stay on the field. They will go for 2.
Little extracurricular activity at the end of that play over there in front of the South San sideline. And a Maverick and a Bobcat really going at it.
Got tangled up there, no flags on the play. And now South San's having trouble, I think, with 8 seconds left on the play clock, trying to figure out a 2-point call. Pardo gets the snap, takes the handoff, then drops the ball at his feet. And that's another 2-point conversion that is no good. And so the score will remain 19-0 with 9:25 left in the third quarter. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Octavio Castillo will kick off after the touchdown. 19-0 now is the Bobcat lead over the Mavericks. Kickoff is on its way. It's a short one this time. Fair caught at the 25 by one of the Maverick upmen, number 13, Ian Herrera, with the catch. And so the Mavericks will start right there at the 25.
Very nice homecoming activities where they announced the results of all the royalty.
That at halftime, the Silverline dance team, the couple representing them, Miguel Villegas and Isabel Rodriguez, homecoming king and queen. There's a handoff. Plenty of room here for Brian Leos, and Leos right up the middle of the defense gets the Mavericks a first down to the 35-yard line. Finally, some running room out there for Brian Leos.
Some running room, and the Mavericks looking to keep their offense going here and in possession of the football.
Juan Cruz in the shotgun with 3 receivers here to the near side. Ball on the near hash mark. Brian Leos in the backfield along with Cruz. Another handoff to Brian Leos. Tries to bounce left this time, but he's going to get held up. And they'll give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, the 35. 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Mavericks.
Number 88, Elegant Thompson with the tackle.
2nd and 10 for the Mavericks. Clock keeps moving. 8:19 left now in the third quarter. And the Mavericks with their very first drive of the second half. Cruz will take the snap, looks left, and then just has to eat that as the defensive pressure was on him quickly. He's brought down by a trio of Bobcat defenders all the way back at the 30. A loss of 5 yards on the sack, and it's going to be a 3rd and 15 now for the Mavericks.
Number 8, Josiah Cerda was there quickly for the Bobcats.
Just like that, the Mavericks find themselves in a 3rd and 15 from the 30-yard line, about midway here through the third quarter. Cruz drops back to pass, has a clean pocket, now steps up in it. He's going to try to run himself. Now he's got a man, nearly intercepted on this side. Salayandia had a bunch of room here, had beaten a couple of defenders, but Juan Cruz Jr. just didn't have the space to wind up and let that one go, and so the Mavericks will send out the punt team.
Cruz got flushed out of the pocket and then had to roll out to the far side of the field, his right, and tried to get that football that was almost intercepted.
Danny Rodriguez has done a great job punting all night. Coming onto the field. Noah Mendes back here at his 35 to try and return this. He'll catch it on a line drive at the 38. Comes to the far side, goes to the far side of the field, now cuts it back to the middle of the field and weaves his way through a bunch of Maverick coverage men before being brought down to give him forward progress at the 45. South San will take over from there with 6:59 left in the third quarter.
So, Ruben, we mentioned that we actually have a good contingent of South San fans here making the trip from San Antonio.
Just there on the other side of 1604, South San ISD. And here comes this massive offensive line now for the Bobcats. Espardo will remain in the game in the pistol formation with Trevino behind him. The toss to Trevino to the left side of the line, gets north and south and is taken down as he nears the 40 at the 42.
Little toss from Pardo to Trevino on the far side of the field, and Trevino gets good yardage on first down.
Be a 2nd and 6. This ball will be at the 42. Ball on the far hash mark. Pardo in the pistol with Trevino behind him. He's got a blocker in front. Man in motion. There's a little flip to the receiver in motion. Number 12, Julius Martinez. And Martinez is dropped after a gain of only a yard to the 41.
Little inside flip coming this way to the right side of the field. But the Maverick defense played that well.
They stayed home. And now it's a 3rd down and 5 for the Bobcats from the 41. The Maverick defense looking to hold here again. Ball on the near hash mark. Pardo in the pistol formation. Moves the blocker to the right side of the line. Fakes the handoff, drops back, lets a pass go. It's caught by the fullback at the 36-yard line. That's his 2nd catch of the game. Jerry Trevino with the catch. And once he gets rumbling down there, Morris, he's hard to bring down. A first down for the Bobcats at the 33.
Little drop pass over the middle. With Pardo had some pressure bearing down on him. Did a good job on that.
Just flipped it over the defenders who were bearing down on him. And Trevino caught the pass and did the rest. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from the 33. Ball on the far hash mark. Tight formation in front of Pardo. Here's a handoff to Trevino, who cuts in. Still on his feet, and stumbles inside the 30 to the 29. He is difficult to bring down.
He came to the near side of the field and then did a little spin and stayed on his feet, in fact, and got a couple of more yards.
You mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. He's got a low center of gravity, so he's got good balance. It's really hard to bring him down once he gets going. 2nd and 5 here. 2nd and 6 from the 29-yard line for the Bobcats. Pardo again in the pistol formation. There's Hines split out wide left over to the top side. They'll move the blockers to the left side of the line. And the toss to Trevino is to that side. He's got a bunch of blockers. If he can get north and south, big old face mask is how they'll bring him down. They're going to charge that against the Mavericks. Humberto Munoz Jr. with the face mask, twirling Trevino down. We'll get the official call from the referee.
Trevino's going off the field. We'll hope that he's not hurt.
Again, South San is moving on to the playoffs after this game. At some point, you'd think they'd have to bring their second-string players in. Oh, is this going to go against South San?
What it's looking like. Might have been a
Looks
hold.
like a block in the back.
Oh, yes.
A block in the back. And what looked to me like a face mask from Humberto Munoz Jr. up here is actually a penalty against South San, and it'll take him back to the 39-yard line.
And a good break for the Maverick defense.
2nd and 15 from there. With 4:04 left here in the third quarter. Quick pass over to the far side. Caught by number 5, Aaron Gutierrez. And Gutierrez is brought down as he nears the original line of scrimmage. He was brought down at the 34. It'll be a 3rd and 11 from there for the Bobcats.
And an excellent opportunity for the Maverick defense here to hold. And then it'd be an interesting decision on South San's part.
You'd think it's 4-down territory in this part of the field for South San. So how about a fumble or an interception here to make sure that South San doesn't get the ball back? Pardo pumps left. Let's go down the field, and it's overthrown for Gutierrez over on the far side.
He actually had a step or two on our defender, didn't he? The ball was overthrown.
And on the incompletion, it brings up a 3rd and 11, and we'll see what the Bobcats, 4th and 11, and we'll see what the Bobcats decide to do here.
I think Pardo is staying on there.
Isaiah Hines is split out wide right, down here to the near side. Pistol formation with Trevino behind Pardo. Man in motion. The handoff is to him. Then the flip to Hines on the end around. And Hines has lots of room at the 10, at the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown on a double reverse. A 34-yard touchdown for Isaiah Hines. Makes the score.
Well, let's see.
Oh, is there a flag?
That's what we're looking at. Let's see what's going to happen here. A beautifully run double reverse. We have to give him credit for that. But the officials are talking about it. We're thinking this may go against the Mavericks. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, no.
We're going to figure this out. They're going to step this off. You're placing this ball at the – it's a hold against the Bobcats.
That's an interesting
spot, right?
Isn't it?
After a hold, he must have held the hold must have come close to the end zone, close to the goal line, I guess.
That's what we're figuring.
But the ball is at the 13-yard line.
So it's maybe the hold was at the 3-yard line. It's a 10-yard penalty.
Must have been what it is. Here's a handoff to Trevino, looking for room inside. Up the hash mark he goes. Looks like the ball was on the ground there for a little bit, but I think they're going to call Trevino down at the 7.
Trevino with a good run up the middle. Sure is drawing a lot of black jerseys, though.
He is. They're keying in on him now. 2:06 now left here in the third quarter. And the Bobcats will come to the line of scrimmage, the 7 on the far sideline. Pardo in the shotgun. Arellano now in the game at running back. Pardo with the keeper. Up the middle he goes, and he's in for the touchdown, the second one of the game for the quarterback Pardo with 1:47 left in the third quarter. The lead is now South San 25, Mavericks 0, and we'll see if the Bobcats. Every time the Bobcats score a touchdown, there's just a ton of confusion down on the field, where they can't decide if they're going to kick this ball. Look, or whether there's a 2-point conversion. Looks
or run the swing.
That's right, or run the swinging gate. Castillo, though, will come on. Octavio Castillo will come on for the point after attempt. And if you're the Bobcats, that's an issue you want to figure out before you get to the first round of the playoffs next week. The kick is through and good. 26-0 is the score with a minute 47 left here in the third quarter. We're going to take a break and be right back. Kickoff on its way. Jonathan Salayandia will field that and bust open into the open field. Now on the far sideline, still tiptoeing down the far sideline. No flags back here. And Jonathan Salayandia has run this back to put the Mavericks on the board. An outstanding kickoff return.
They underestimated Jonathan's speed as he went to the far side of the field. Had one man to beat and beat him down the far sideline.
With a minute and a half left, Jonathan Salayandia puts the Mavericks on the board. Daniel Rodriguez will come on for the point after attempt. The kick is through and good. There are flags on the play.
We'll see who this is going to go against.
Everyone's coming off the field, so it looks like it'll go against the Bobcats.
Or maybe get stepped off on the kickoff, huh?
I think they're giving South San the option of enforcing that on the kickoff. Personal foul against the Mavericks. Is that a targeting? In any case, the extra point is good to make the score 26-7.
Ruben, nowadays the targeting is such a difficult thing to call sometimes, especially with the speed of the game.
That's right. The officials kind of have to call it. I think that's what they're going to come talk to head coach René Ramirez about. I think somebody threw a punch.
He says he threw a punch.
Maybe.
And Coach Ramirez just listened to him and walked away right away, heading over to his bench.
We'll set up for the kickoff now. 26-7 is the Bobcat lead with a minute and a half left here in the third quarter. And after the penalty, Daniel Rodriguez is going to kick this off from his own 25. Jonathan Salayandia has put the Mavericks on the board here. One of the departing Mavericks, Salayandia, senior, has done a good job on this squad for about 2 or 3 years now. Kick is on its way from Rodriguez, and it will be fielded at the 21-yard line. Flags on the play around midfield. Antonio Ramos with the return. Got to see what this flag is about here at about the 47.
Pretty good kickoff by the Mavericks.
The official is telling us it's a hold against South San, so they will step it off from the spot. And they will start at the 36. With a minute 20 left. The Maverick defense is called upon again here to hold up against this multi-pronged Bobcat offense.
You just joined us. It's 26-7, South San.
Pardo still in the game with Trevino behind him. He'll put his big fullback in motion. Here goes Hines in motion. The flip is to him, looking to turn the corner. He's able to do that, and he's got a blocker in front of him and lots of room. In Maverick territory now, cuts back, and he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line.
Hines has had a busy evening, hasn't he? Especially on those end arounds, and has really gotten some good yardage tonight.
He's got a lot of speed and good blocking in front of him every time he touches the ball. From the 29-yard line, it'll be a 1st and 10 in Maverick territory for the Bobcats. Ball on the far hash mark. Pardo in the shotgun. There goes his big fullback / tight end in motion. And here come Hines again across the formation. Fakes it to him. Pardo will keep it himself. Here comes the Maverick defense. Pardo puts up a stiff arm and turns the corner at about the 25 and is finally brought down at the 22.
Yeah, we're just noticing that Elijah Pardo is he's a pretty husky young man.
Yeah, he is for a quarterback. He's got a lot of heft. So it's a hefty backfield back there. It's a second and 3 now. That will be the last play of the third quarter. We'll switch sides of the field, and we'll be back 26-7 as the Bobcat lead over the Mavericks. Second and 3 for the Bobcats. Pardo with the toss to Trevino. A good job of slicing in there for Jacob Jimenez on the Maverick defense for a loss of a couple of yards back to the 34.
One of the few times.
Back to the 24. Check that.
One of the few times that Trevino really has not been able to get a full head of steam.
Trevino does better north and south in between the tackles running. That was a play that called for him to kind of go out wide, and the Maverick defense was able to key in on him. Now they've got a 3rd and 5 from the 24-yard line. Just at the top of the fourth quarter. And now the Bobcats will have to get themselves together. They will call a timeout. That comes with 11:13 left in this ball game. We're going to take a timeout with them and be right back. 3rd and 5 for the Bobcats from the 24-yard line. Pardo in the shotgun. Oh, he got everybody to jump. And that's going to be a first down, unless it's a false start call against the Bobcats. But it looks like the Mavericks, about 3 down linemen for the Mavericks, jumped. And the offsides call will give the Bobcats a first down exactly to the 19.
Must have been a change in cadence or a hard count.
You wonder if this is the last drive for the offensive starters for South San.
I was thinking about that.
And, of course, the Bobcats now in no particular hurry. Happy to grind this clock down. Man in motion. The flip is to him. And he'll turn the corner here. Get inside the 15 to the 14. A gain of 5 yards on the carry for number 12, Julius Martinez. It'll be a 2nd and 5 for the Bobcats from their ball on the near hash mark now. And Pardo in the shotgun with 2 receivers over to the top side and 2 here to the left side of the formation. Trevino on his left. The handoff is to Trevino, looking to cut upfield. There he goes. Flips or spins around. And Trevino's got the Bobcats a first down at the 8, 1st and goal from there.
And you're exactly right. With the kind of lead that the Bobcats have right now, if they score again, you're probably going to see a lot of players get some playing time.
Although the Bobcat squad isn't very big in numbers.
No, it's not.
So they might have no choice but to keep these guys on the field. Here's Trevino bouncing around in the backfield. Moving the pile closer to the goal line. They'll be brought down finally at the 2 after a gain of 6 yards.
Trevino just, they just wouldn't go down. It just keeps those legs churning.
Even for a relatively small running back, he's able to keep the legs moving. And we've seen him move the pile several times throughout this ball game. 9-11 left in the ball game. You'll see the right side of the line be loaded up. That's the direction in which Trevino goes, and Trevino is in for the touchdown. His 3rd of the game. That one comes with 8:43 left in the ball game. 32-7 is the score for now, pending the point after attempt by Octavio Castillo. Castillo is on to try the extra point. High snap, and the holder rolls out looking for someone in the end zone. It's intercepted. This can be returned for 2 points. Humberto Munoz Jr. still on his feet, still going. He's going to be caught from behind. The linebacker, Humberto Munoz, had a chance at glory to return that extra point for 2 points, but he was finally caught here. Another Maverick star on defense.
Number 10, Anthony Mata, who's the holder. The snap wasn't that good, so he picked it up and was rolling out to the far side when he threw it into the line. And out of there comes Humberto, who just hit it the other way and got caught from behind right past midfield. But that's a defensive man's dream, isn't it?
That's right. 100-yard touchdown return. Even though it was only going to be worth 2 points, it would have been something to see here before the end of the season for the Mavericks. Castillo now will be kicking off from his own 40. Last time South San kicked off, Jonathan Salayandia run one back for a touchdown. We'll see if they kick away from him this time. Bobby Cabrera is on the other side, and Jaime Rojas in the middle of those three men, ready to return. Kickoff is on its way. It's headed towards Bobby Cabrera. He'll take that at the 3, looking for coverage and looking for a return. He evades the first man he sees and then will be brought down. There is a flag coming from the official on the far side. Cabrera's finally brought down at the 22, but we'll see if this stands or if there was a hold or block in the back that's going to push the Mavericks further towards their own end zone.
Cabrera bringing the ball out, and they tried to sort of like arm tackle him. Kept fighting for yardage, but this is probably going to be either a hold or a block in the back.
Those are usually the penalties we see on kick returns and punt returns. And now the linesman over on the far side is coming to let the referee know what it is that he saw. And it is a hold against the Mavericks. Seems to me like it took a long time to figure that out. 8:29 left here in the ball game and in the Mavericks season. They're going to start this drive at their own 12.
And you have been pointing out that just how long is it going to take for this South San team to start giving some players some playing time and protect some of their starters
as they go into the playoffs. Here's a handoff to Axel Picasso, who's got some running room. He'll get 10 yards to the 22, and it'll be a Maverick first down. Picasso and Brian Leos are the two running backs who have been sharing time throughout the course of the season for the Mavericks.
You have to admire the grit of the Mavericks here in this ball game. Like you say, you play for pride. It's been a really tough season for the Mavericks. I think for the first time in a long time in Eagle Pass, we will have neither one of our two high school teams in the playoffs.
Juan Cruz Jr. takes the snap, drops back, looking left. He's going to let the pass go in that direction, and it's caught by Jonathan Salayandia at the 48-yard line in Bobcat territory. Good job of climbing the ladder to get that.
Had a defender right with him. The only thing that Salayandia did better than the defender was he knew exactly where the football was the whole time and went up and got it.
Good job by him. Ball at the 47 now in Bobcat territory. Also a great pass by Juan Cruz Jr. all the way really across his body and across the field to the far side, and was able to get that into the hands of Jonathan Salayandia, who's not going down without a fight here in his last game with the Mavericks. Juan Cruz Jr. is a sophomore. He'll be coming back next year for the Mavericks. Here's a handoff to Axel Picasso, and Picasso stretches the ball forward. A little extracurricular activity over on the far side between Salayandia and his man. No flag. The officials here today have been a little permissive, shall we say, with the extracurricular stuff. This ball's going to end up at the 41, a 6-yard gain for Axel Picasso.
Officials wanting to keep the ball game moving along.
And it's moving along to about 7 minutes left in the ball game.
You know, it's hard to believe that we're already in November here. We're on our way to Thanksgiving and shortly after that to Christmas.
College football season heating up. Here's a keeper by Cruz, who's going to try to swing around here to the far side and will step out of bounds at the 40. It's a loss of 3 yards on the carry.
They strung him out.
He'll actually gain a yard to the 40.
Yeah, 40.
And it'll be a 3rd and 3 from there.
You know, the new college playoff structure, that's going to be really, college football is going to be interesting.
It's very interesting to see how those teams eventually end up getting seeded into those brackets for the 12-team playoff. Man in motion for the Mavericks. Movement. The left tackle for the Mavericks moved just a touch before the snap. And it's going to cost him 5 yards back to the 45.
He moved and looked back, sort of like saying, aren't you going to call that?
Sometimes you hope nobody sees that.
Yeah, maybe nobody saw that.
You feel all alone in the world.
Yeah. College football, the parity of the Southeastern Conference, who, with the addition of Oklahoma and Texas, was really billed as the super conference. It's been kind of surprising. The parity.
No real leader has emerged this season. As you mentioned, a lot of parity there with Alabama and LSU. Of course, those two teams meet here. Juan Cruz Jr. is going to eat this ball up at the 40. He's looking to pass. He'll slide down at the 41. And you would think the Maverick offense is going to stay on the field now on 4th and 4.
It looks that way, and they're going to go ahead and go for it.
5:47 left in the ball game, and the Mavericks looking to convert on a 4th down and keep the ball here late in the 4th quarter. Of course, for all of the CC Winn seniors, this will be their final football game. We'll have the senior walk here afterwards. Eagle Pass High School did that last night. Very emotional senior walk. It's going to depend on the spot. Oh, and then they rip it away from the receiver, Angel Espinosa, as he was trying to get a first down. I could have sworn where Espinosa caught that ball was right at the 39, which was the line to get. And then they moved him this way. And then someone ripped the ball away from him. And now Espinosa's on the ground there at the 39.
And they are asking trainers to get out there. So he was trying to get more yardage. A good second effort, But the ball actually either he fumbled it up into the air or it got ripped from him. And the South San defender went the other way with it.
They're still taking a look at Espinosa down there at the 39-yard line. South San is going to start in Maverick territory at the 46 when they get the ball. Here's Espinosa. It looks like he's favoring his left arm, maybe, or he's a little woozy, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe coming off the field.
Maybe he got his bell rung, as we like to say.
Mm-hmm. And certain sign is when Doc is holding you by the collar like that, trying to keep you steady.
And Doc's capable of doing that.
Yes, he is.
Doc's been here. Both of our trainers have been here a while.
Had them on as guests this season during the prediction show season for Eagle Pass Sports Central. Here come the Bobcats. Pardo and Trevino still in the backfield. Quick pass behind the intended receiver. Gutierrez at about the 40.
Got our Maverick cheerleaders up here in the front right now doing a cheer. And it's kind of amazing how many of them, of the young ladies, are in homecoming attire.
Mm-hmm. Those big mums.
And the pretty dresses.
That's right. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's a toss to Arellano, who's going to try to find some room on the far sideline. And he is brought down shy of the 30 at the 31. That'll be good enough for a South San first down.
We're under 5 minutes now.
There's a new quarterback in the game, number 10, Anthony Mata. Replaces Pardo, and Mata hands off to Arellano. And Arellano will get held up. It's actually Arenas, number 27. No gain for him there. Second, actually, loss of a yard, so second and 11 coming up. 4:14 left in the ball game, and South San comfortably in the lead, 32-7. As the Mavericks finish up their season here at Kojal Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium. Hines with the carry this time. And he's brought down at the 31. A pass to Hines, who's brought down at the 31.
And the Bobcats keeping the clock running.
Make a substitution. The big fullback / tight end, Jerry Trevino, coming onto the field now. He's in motion. To the end of the line he goes. And Mata will look for him over on the far side, and he short arms that pass. Incomplete. And now South San with a 4th and 5.
And that does stop the clock.
With 3:12 left in the game.
No, Ruben, we couldn't ask for a better night for football.
We had some threat of rain throughout the day. It was a drizzly morning, a drizzly start to the day, but the clouds kind of cleared away. It looked a little dark as we were coming into the stadium earlier, but the rain has held off, and it looks like we are going to have a beautiful weekend here in South Texas. Now South San is going to call a timeout on 4th and 5. We will take a timeout as well, and we will be right back. Fourth and 5 for the Bobcats from the 31-yard line in Maverick territory. Mata is going to put Gutierrez in motion. The flip is to him. Gutierrez looking to get north and south. And this looks to be maybe an illegal shift before the snap. We'll see what the play call is. They're going to mark it off against. That's exactly what it is, an illegal shift. And it's going to make it a 4th and 10 now from the 36-yard line. Bobcat offense on the field still on a 4th and 10. Mata in the shotgun. His 2 receivers stacked up on either side. There's a snap. Mata stepping up in the pocket. Lets the pass go downfield to the far side. Hines was over there, but that ball was out of bounds and out of the reach of Isaiah Hines. And the Mavericks will take over on downs at the 37-yard line.
As we begin to pretty much wind down this game, 2:57 left with a 32-7 lead for South San.
And the Mavericks would like to keep this ball now till the end of the ball game. Cruz with the handoff to Axel Picasso, and Picasso will get across the 45 to the 41. Gain of 5 on the carry for Axel Picasso.
And neither team here will be in any particular hurry here.
.234 and counting here in the game. Second and 5 from the 41 for the Mavericks. Picasso again with the carry, nears the 45, and that's where he'll be brought down.
Will be
third and 1 here from the 45 with the clock winding down to 1:45. The Mavericks using all of the play clock, or as much of it as they can here, trying to keep the ball to the end of the game, not give it back to the Bobcats. That Maverick offense wants to end the season with the ball in their hands. Here goes Espinosa in motion. Angel Espinosa back out there. Axel Picasso has room right up the middle of the formation. Then he lost the ball at midfield, and it looks like South San will recover right there.
They trying to get everybody off the pile. Just fighting for some extra yardage, and then sort of got the strip. Number 6 from the Bobcats comes up with a football. Nicholas Valderrama
left the ball behind, did Picasso, and so the Mavericks, the final turnover of the season for them, 1:08 left in the game, and all South San has to do is kneel it a couple of times, and this game will be over.
Victory formation, as we like to call it.
Mata in the pistol formation, actually. And here's a man in motion, and somebody started early over on the far side. And again, for South San, making things more complicated than they have to be.
You know, Ruben, a lot of these players actually getting some game time, and sometimes that it's difficult.
First and 15 now from the 45. And now the Bobcats will go into their victory formation. Mata will be under center. He'll take the ball and take a knee. And the Bobcats will have to snap the ball one more time before the end of the ball game. And as we wind down the season here, partner, it's been an eventful one. Lots of changes in both of the teams that we cover. New head coaches, new staff to a certain degree, at least new staff alignments. We talked to the coaches all season long. We saw the difficulties that they had. We shared with them in their triumphs. Of course, the Mavericks do have one victory this season against Cigarroa. We were here for that game at the SAC. Here's a final kneel down for Mata and the Bobcats. And for a lot of these multi-sport players, right, football season is over and you start looking ahead to basketball, to baseball, more importantly, for the community down here, to teams in the Eagles and the Mavericks that should have good baseball seasons looking forward. And then, of course, track in the spring.
Like you mentioned, we turned the page in sports history in the Eagle Pass ISD with the retirement of Coach Eddie Graff and Eric Villaseñor assuming the athletic director's position, Tom Gonzalez retiring. So we ended up with not only a new athletic director, but also 2 head football coaches.
That's right. And for the Mavericks and the Eagles, the season has come to an end. Final score here, is Bobcats 32, Mavericks 7. We say goodbye to the seniors on this football team, seniors in the marching band, seniors in cheer and dance, and flag team, seniors in student council. We wish all of the soon-to-be alumni of both Eagle Pass High School and CC Winn High School all the very best in their future endeavors. Stick with us on Eagle Pass Sports Central. We do have more programming coming up for you as the academic and athletic seasons progress. You will find out about it on our Facebook page. One last time for the football season, for my broadcasting partner, Morris Lipson Jr., our audio-visual engineer, Cristina Valadez. My name is Ruben Valadez. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great evening.